Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and we're going to talk about the astrology for the week ahead for the Twin Flame Collective. And so I can't believe we're like a week away from Christmas already, and we've got some pretty nice energies playing out this week. I feel this is like the push that we've kind of been waiting for when it comes to tying up some loose ends. I was looking at the astrology, I was sitting with some of these energies, and in a state of a lot of reflection, right? Because a lot of us are closing out a big time cycle that we've been striving towards completing for about the last 4 years. Some of us 8 years. And I feel the energy starting off the week with Mercury trine Jupiter. Both of these planets are still in retrograde. Well, Mercury just went retrograde. I do feel this is screaming cleanup time. And so we kind of got to tie up these loose ends. We got to clean everything up when it comes to the past baggage that's been a block. 111 on the timer. And I do feel like manifestations are coming in very, very quickly. And so we're in like the sludge is what I want to call it. We've got Pluto in Capricorn is going to be at the 29-degree mark. And this is where we got to go through this cleanup time. So there's a lot of opportunities for some illumination when it comes to what needs to be cleaned up, what still is kind of out of whack, out of balance, where do we need to take action. And I do feel retrogrades, things are slow. And that's what I feel. It feels like sludge. Because Mercury in Capricorn, earth sign, slow moving energy. Jupiter retrograde in Taurus is earth energy, slow moving energy. And then everything's going to start to move into air signs into next year. And so right now we're in the sludge of, preparing for the new beginning. I do feel there's a lot of shifts, like changing of the guard energy when it comes to, I was being shown the Hierophant with the King of Swords, consistently sitting in that energy and channeling that energy. And I kept hearing cleanup time. And so we're entering a time of a lot of truth and backtracking and cleaning up messes, right? And really bringing forward this illumination of where we need to maybe temper certain behaviors on the journey. I do feel the masculine is in a state of cleaning up some karma at this point in time. I know Christmas can be a very difficult time for a lot of people on the journey and in life in general. And I was shown the King of Swords along with the King of Wands was with the Temperance card. And so there's a lot of healing when it comes to how we take action towards our goals and our future. The King of Swords to me is representing a moment of truth or a moment of kind of putting it all on the table when it comes to taking action and speaking truth and cleaning up some baggage or a wreckage of some sort. We also have the winter solstice this week. And so this is also a portal gateway opportunity. And so this is when the sun enters into Capricorn. Capricorn is a cardinal energy. And so I do feel prominent Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, or Libra placements. We're really going to be feeling these energies, right? And I was shown like the Fool with the Two of Wands. So the Fool is a new beginning. But the Fool kind of has to deal with the past baggage, any emotional blockages on the heart. And I know the heart's been a big energy coming up in a lot of my personal one-on-one sessions with other divine feminines, is where are we still blocked on the heart when it comes to receiving the love that we have been manifesting. And so the Fool with the Two of Wands is the energy of, we've kind of set the intention, we set the wish, we set the course, and maybe we chose a path, and we have to choose a path in blind faith. And then I was taken to the energy of the sun sitting in the 4th house. And so the 4th house is the energy of home and deep roots. And when the sun enters into Capricorn during the winter solstice, the 4th house is in Sagittarius. And so this is all about expansion, right? And breaking the mold. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, luck and expansion. And I was shown the High Priestess with the Sun card. And so This is about learning to trust our intuition as a divine feminine. The sun to me represents stepping into the light, shining the light. The sun can mean stepping into the spotlight, amping up maybe your spiritual practices. But it is a deep inner knowing of which direction we need to go when it comes to this Genesis energy we're working with. And it feels like a very powerful Genesis, like a reset. The moon is also going to be entering into Taurus the day of the winter solstice. And so we need to remember this is going to be like the darkest day of the year. And so the energy is asking us to transition out of the darkness back into the light. And we also have Mercury sextile Saturn the day of the solstice, along with Venus opposite Uranus the day of the solstice. And so with Mercury sextile Saturn, Mercury being the planet of communication, Capricorn grounded communication, backtracking energy because it's retrograde. And I'm actually really liking this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. I just got all of this drive to get things done. It feels really, really good for me. It's sitting in my 11th house. And so I've kind of restructured that whole social group of mine over the last 4 years. And so I'm feeling very aligned in these energies. But that is going to be at a degree of 2 degrees or 22, 222. So we are at a pivot point, right? And so 222s are all about partnerships, decisions, crossroads, and we add all of those twos together and we get a 6. And so we're leaving the challenging times behind, right? We're going towards our personal victory. We're leaving behind manipulation, self-betrayal, all of these old self-sabotaging timeline and these old negative behaviors. And so I do feel we're at that pivot point, right, of judgment. I'm needing to take the appropriate action. I feel we're at this reset point, preparing for the age of Aquarius, 7-11. That was a huge sync for me this past summer. And I do believe when Saturn, there was a certain degree while Saturn was in Pisces at 7 degrees 11. I don't know if that is when it stationed retrograde or something of the sort. That was a significant sync back in the summertime. I do remember that. And so we're at this reset point, right? And so the 4 of Cups energy kept coming up for me. And so 4 for me can represent a time lapse of 4 years. And the 4 of Cups is going through like the rabbit holes of these states of stagnancy, soul suppression, depression, opening up the gateway of the heart, kind of making our way through the collective consciousness of like the 4th dimension, the sludge, so to speak. And so as we go through this reset, though, we do have to face the inner demons, right? And I was shown like the devil. And so that's kind of what we've been dancing with, this one last dance, like on the Taurus and Scorpio axis for the last couple of years as well. And recognizing maybe some toxic childhood patterns that we came here to maybe ascend and break. And so I feel this winter solstice really is going to be a time of really going within and addressing any codependencies, any toxicities, anything that's really kept you stuck from fully opening the heart. With Venus opposite Uranus, Venus is all about love, romance, finances. Uranus is all about sudden, unexpected changes. And so we're leaving these toxic cycles behind. We're going towards these divine unions. And I feel we're at that pivot point of, I feel decision time. And I feel a lot of the masculines are feeling at this point, like in their darkest hour. And I do feel like a shift in belief systems is kind of playing out for a lot of the masculines. Friday on the 22nd, we have the Sun conjunct Mercury. And this is, I feel, a positive shift in beliefs. And we are here to kind of break the mold when it comes to traditions. We're here to reinstill these new family traditions, right? And the balancing of the masculine and feminine polarities. That's what we came here to do. And so I do feel there's a lot of like death energy when it comes to profound transformation, when it comes to new exciting messages coming forward. I keep feeling like this beautiful Page of Wands energy coming through, like with all of the Mercury energy. And I know Mercury's in Capricorn, but I feel like this Page of Wands energy, because we still have Mars in Sag. And so that's why I'm feeling like this, like almost like this innocent energy of taking action. As we kind of close out these cycles and come into this newfound truth of our deeply rooted beliefs, now that we've gone through this awakening, this ascension process, and this deep ancestral healing. And so I do feel like the Three of Wands was also a strong energy. And that is the energy of receiving the manifestation, right? We sent the prayer out. We've prayed for these unions. We've prayed for this manifestation. It's about receiving the manifestation, being open to receiving. And so we do need to remember we have to keep our hearts open. When we choose to close off our hearts, we're going to have that mirror reflected in the external reality. And so we have to keep our hearts open. And a big part of the separation journey after the twin soul recognition and activation is for each counterpart to make and build that strong foundation for their personal lives. 1113, that's significant. I have to chuckle. That is significant to my own personal awakening journey, the 1113. And so we have to have that very strong foundation before we fully unite as that united twin soul union, right? And so reunion is close. I do feel reunion is very close in these energies. There's a lot of tugging on the heart, and that is where the tie that binds is there, right? In the heart. And so I do feel the feminine has done a good job at building a solid foundation. And so we're kind of ready for this process. When we go through this process, I feel there's like a stiffness or tension when it comes to something unspoken playing out. I feel with a lot of the masculines, it's like a tense energy. That's interesting. I'm looking over at my microwave clock, and it's at 1:11, so 111. I'm pre-recording the video, by the way. And so that's all about watch your thoughts, instant manifestation. So the number syncs have been very loud for a lot of divine feminines lately. A lot of mirroring syncs, 606, 303, 909, 818, 717. And so I feel this is a warning, right? The intensity of these connections is undeniable. And I feel this is like a warning of this cleanup energy before this reunion. And so it's very close, I feel. We're also going to have Mercury retrograde leaving Capricorn, pardon me, and going back into Sagittarius on the 23rd. And so anything that came up, issues, unresolved issues about anything in relationship-wise as well, or Mercury, it's all about communication. Things might get a little bit heated, a warning about that. Because this is like the double the fun, double the retrograde process, right? And so what I was shown was the Magician with the Moon card. And so this to me was screaming like almost like an exposure of the master manipulators surrounding the twins, right? And so this is also where we have to break the veil of illusions. A lot of the twins are in these karmic cycles with a karmic soul contract connected to past life karma, where there's specific karmic debt that needs to be cleared this life prior to the union of the counterparts. And we have to deal with these master manipulators. And we got to remember a lot of these contracts, we're operating with people, like we're in the mix with people, and we're all in these unconscious cycles. And it's stemming from unconscious motivations from past life contracts and energies that we agree to both come here and catalyze. And, you know, a lot of us are catalysts for others on the journey, right? But I do feel there's like this warning of this intense challenge coming up here when it comes to exposure of any pathological liars or manipulators, right? Because the Magician on its own is a very positive energy of manifestation and using the tools, the knowledge of the esoterics and the elements to manifest your reality from a place of integrity, right? The magician sheds the old manipulative ways to bring the new. It is a process. But with the moon being shown to me with the magician card, the moon is the shadow self. The moon is illusions, fear-based energy. And so when we operate out of a state of fear, we are in a state of manipulation, right? Because we're in a state almost of self-preservation. And so I do feel there's going to be some type of an exposure. And so a lot of the twins too, no matter where you're at on the journey or your age, it's like the energy of closing out that second Saturn return. And so there's a lot of karma balancing out and playing out is what I'm feeling. And I was shown the number sync 828. And 8 is the energy of strength and karma. 2 is the crossroads, right? We both have to choose this ascension path together. We both have to choose the union, and we both have to find that soul strength to choose the higher calling, to leave like the toxicity or that devil energy behind. And so I feel all of this is prep work for into the new year. And I do feel this holiday season is not going to be easy for a lot of the divine masculines who are still in that false foundation that they've constructed for their lives. But I do feel with Mars trying the North Node, this energy is building. It will be exact on Saturday, on the 23rd. This is giving the masculine the strength, I feel, to push through any challenges. But I do feel like expect some powerful changes this week when it comes to these connections, these potential unions. I do feel there's a lot of healing. I feel the feminine is in this state of attraction, attracting a lot of attention, just as attraction. And there's this massive surge of energy. Bring forward this driven determination on the masculine's part is kind of how I was shown, that is how it felt. And so I feel we're in a massive restorative period after the holidays, like after Christmas. We have the Sun sextile Saturn on Christmas Eve on Sunday, December the 24th. And so I feel this is where we close the cycles, the unhealthy masculine cycles, and the true divine masculine begins to kind of rise like the phoenix. And I was shown like the World card with the Emperor. So, you know, the fixed energies, the Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio energies, and then Aries. And we are in the Aries North Node, which is all about self, right? The masculine principle, taking that action, right? And being those self-leaders. And so we're in this massive reset where I feel a lot of results and rewards are coming forward for the feminine, for all of the hard work and endurance of honoring the path and you know, the patience and the perseverance. And we're in a very beautiful, I feel, restorative period coming up here as well when it comes to the past mistakes. And I feel a new striving energy when it comes to grounded action. But once again, it was like a reiteration of the feminine needs to be fully open to receiving as well. So let's jump in with some cards while I got a little bit of extra time here. And I think we're going to start off by using the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. I only have a few decks upstairs. I wanted to change the scenery from the basement. So I've been recording a lot of the readings upstairs lately. Oh, I like this. So I do feel there's that deeply embedded trauma being healed within the cellular DNA. And that's what the twin kind of activates, is that deeply buried trauma in the cellular body within the lineage, right? And it's all connected to past life. And so it's like, this is the energy, right? We don't go looking for twin flame. Trust me. Anybody that's out there looking for twin flame, they wouldn't be looking for it if they found it, right? It's something that just kind of falls in your lap, right? When you're ready, And so both the masculine and feminine, we are both teachers to one another, right? And we are both students, right? On the journey, 1919, very interesting syncs popping up lately. So this does indicate that openness and that readiness to receive divine feminine. So I do feel in this aspect, I think you would be the student divine feminine, because The masculine is here to teach you all of your blocks where you're not actually ready to receive that true divine union. And then we also get the healing. And so it is my understanding that the feminine goes through the full ascension and awakening prior to the masculine. We have to heal the deeply embedded trauma within our lineage, within our soul's DNA, within our soul's consciousness. And the feminine is the one that kind of redefines the future through the third eye visions and stuff. And then the masculine kind of grounds the unions, right? But we both have to learn on the journey to face our deepest, darkest hurts and our fears. And that's part of the healing. But I do feel like enough healing has taken place that we're at a point of commencing in these unions. Any step, I think, with grounded action would lead to a strong foundation at this time that would yield a lot of rewards and positive results, I feel. So we get the karmic lessons just come out for the twins. And so we did. We decided to incarnate. The twins decided to incarnate here this lifetime to close out past life experiences with our family, with the twin, when it comes to resolving past life karma linked to Lemuria, linked to Atlantis, linked to the timeline of Christ, and the biblical energy of the Garden of Eden, which I linked to Atlantis. And so there's a lot of painful memories linked to these past timelines that we agreed to go into the collective dimension of the fourth dimension consciousness to resolve this unresolved karma, to clear this as part of the repetition of the human incarnate experiences, right? And so we also wanted to go through this opportunity for growth, this human existence, because a lot of us are ascended masters on the other side. And so we get the divine masculine, I feel, this week is facing some obstructions, learning a valuable karmic lesson, and might be going through some upheaval, or has recently gone through some upheaval. And I do feel this is due to the feminine going through that chakra balancing, right? And so the feminine's job is to heal and to align to your authentic truth, to your authentic essence, right? To go through that state of spiritual, physical, and mental purification. And so I do feel the feminine has kind of done a good job at maximizing the energy flow, the chakra balancing between the counterparts and the evolution part of the journey. So I do feel there's a period of deep healing going on over the holidays, but the masculine, I still feel, is facing some challenges and roadblocks. But this might be a lesson in the masculine too, learning to assert himself, trusting his intuition, finding his strength to move forward. And I do feel like the guides and the angels are connecting with a lot of the masculines and the feminines. I do feel a lot of the twins are receiving the same number syncs at the same time, especially with the mirroring syncs. I feel that's a strong indication that the twins are receiving the same syncs. So I do feel this is really a week of getting grounded, taking grounded action, just retreating. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I was worried she would carry on with somebody walking past. But anyway, all better now. I do feel this is a week of grounded action. And also really an evaluation on both counterparts and of self-worth, self-value, and unconditional love. And so we are here to overcome any self-worth issues, right? And to restore ourselves to a state of wholeness. And that is what the twin triggers, is this deep-seated healing on the journey. And we can choose to take this awakening and stay at rock bottom, or we can choose to transform. Most of the feminines choose to transform, because what else are we going to do with our time, right? But it is a journey of unconditional love. And this is a journey of promoting love to yourself. I feel a lot of the feminines were here to teach other divine feminines to promote healthy relationships in their lives, healthy relationship with their self, with their self-worth. We all have a purpose. We all, as a divine feminine, have a distinct purpose, whether that be doing readings, energy healing work, writing a book. Maybe your divine purpose is just being a mother. Maybe your divine purpose is just union and loving life to the fullest. We all have a purpose. We all hold immeasurable value, right? As human beings, as spiritual people. And so I do feel we really need to be mindful right now of where we criticize ourselves. Because I know we can all be our biggest critics. And so a lot of the twins come onto the path to reflect back to us our deepest, darkest fears of where we might fear rejection or abandonment, what we need to heal when it comes to where we've self-abandoned, you know, our path in life, to maybe people please other people. But I do feel like the last 4 years, many of the twins have gone through this life-changing experience, or this life-changing exchange of energy with a catalyst, whether it was a person or a life-changing redirection, an NDE, like a near-death experience, in order for this refocus of energies, right? This awakening process. And so a lot of us have been in and out, I would say, in and out of the dark night of the soul energy for the last 4 years. And so we're kind of coming out of this very uncomfortable evaluation, healing, purging energy. And, you know, this evaluation of our purpose, our calling, our mission, you know, it's like this energy of evaluating all of these relationships in our lives that we've had, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything was kind of unveiled when it comes to some truths, when it comes to history and the lies of society and stuff. I know for me, and it's been a trip. It's been a trip down a lot of deep, dark rabbit holes about relationships in my life and the decisions I've made, the people that I've chosen in my life, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And then on the other side of this, there's a whole new you. And like, I'm not the same person I was 4 years ago, even 8 years ago. And so it is the pathway of empowerment, right? And facing any challenges. And so I do feel there's that student is ready again from the cut. So I do feel there might be a challenge ahead for both of the twins this week. But this might allow us to improve a situation. I know the challenge for me is trying to find a way to communicate with my ex-karmic, and that's proven to be a test a little bit difficult lately when it comes to some communication. But it is about ownership, right? Accountability and ownership, and doing the right thing, taking a step in the right direction. And, you know, we all have our own personal beliefs about twin flame, about relationships, about life. And sometimes we do stand a little too strong in these beliefs, especially when it comes to the fixed energies. There's always room for improvement and growth, right? There's always room for empathy, even when we're cutting energy cords with past life soul contracts that are leaving our lives permanently when it comes to these old patterns and this deeply embedded trauma, right? And so we can close these cycles out by not repeating these destructive patterns and habits, and by choosing the higher path, right? When we face our deepest hurts, we're no longer hurting others. And so I do feel leading up to the full moon, I know we have a full moon in Cancer on Boxing Day on December 26th. I feel this is the energy of the heart awakening, like the grand hurrah, so to speak, of this release and renewal and timeline shift. I feel we're in a major timeline shift. And so a lot of the masculines have been in this search for deeper meaning. I feel a lot of the masculines have been in this deeper meaning search, this dark night of the soul energy, trying to open up their heart with forgiveness. I feel forgiveness is a huge thing coming up right now when it comes to these twin soul connections. And so a lot of things are shedding, a lot of things are leaving. And I do feel this is going to feel very accelerated into January, into Aquarius season, into the new year. And so there's a lot of people too, I feel like, experiencing some really negative manifestations, physical manifestations of ascension, purging, and sickness. Like, I've been clearing so much gunk in my throat chakra. That's why I feel there's massive throat chakra activations. People like just going AWOL with their truth as well, because as we journey into these higher states of consciousness, a lot of us go into this automatic channeling energy, and stuff just kind of comes out. There's no control. But we did agree to come here, right, to go through this very complex connection of transformation and shedding. So we can bring this unconditional high vibration love into the world. And so I feel we're on the precipice of this new life, this new cycle. So we're kind of in the sludge of the void, while there is some people that are still sifting through finding their truth. And it's getting intense, right? Any of the counterparts still stuck in that matrix foundation, I feel it's getting like to the point where it's unavoidable. This false foundation is going to crumble, is kind of the energy I'm feeling. So we're at a pivot point is what I feel this week. Let's keep going here. Let's dig into the masculine. And so I closed off my last tarot class this week. Oh, there's the masculine. Isn't that justice? That's so interesting. What song did I hear on the radio before coming back to record this? It was something about when a heart breaks, don't break even. Who sings that song? When a heart breaks, don't break even. Oh, but it was like a resemblance of the journey for me, like a mirror of the journey. When a heart breaks, it don't break even. So I bottomed out, hit rock bottom in the spring of 2019 when I found out I was rejected by my counterpart for a third party, a woman that I considered a friend. So that was a bottoming out, but I also went back to my karmic ex, and so it was a very complicated four-party situation, I guess you could say. It was a very complicated situation, and there was a lot of past life karma and understanding for me that came through when it comes to this four-way tie between the four of us. But when a heart breaks, it don't break even. And so I feel like I went through the awakening process, the full awareness and the purging at the beginning. And it was my understanding, or how my guide showed me the process, saying when I reached alignment, then the rebalancing would take place. And so I feel a lot of the masculines might be in this state of Three of Swords. And that's linked to the Saturn energy. I'm getting tingles like crazy, and it's driving me crazy on the top of my head. So this might be a process playing out with the South Node in Libra, right? But there's a lot of karma, I feel. What goes around always comes back around. So we can't go around hurting people and expect that that's not going to come back and bite us in the butt. And so Libra energy, very strong. And so I feel a lot of these masculines too, like if you look like how strong he's holding these scales. And so they should be as light as a feather, but it kind of looks like he's got metal to help him hold up the weight. And so there's a lot of heavy heart energy that does need to be purged on the masculine's end. And so there still might be some self-worth issues and residual purging that the feminine needs to go through as well when it comes to offering forgiveness for the pain. And a lot of this is past life energy. So we get the Page of Cups, and I was going to do a Celtic cross. So I'm going to lay it out with the Five of Cups sideways. We get the Nine of Coins below, the High Priestess behind, the Knight of Swords above. In the near future, we've got this very heavy energy. I'm going to take that together. So for the masculine here, I just feel he feels that it's time to take grounded action towards the feminine. And he's in a very discomforting energy this week, I feel. We got 555 coming out for the masculine. 555. Oh my God, I wish I could show you guys this spread. Okay, 555. So the masculine's current energy here, we get the Ace of Cups, the Palace of Cups. So it's like the Ace of Cups on steroids with the Five of Cups. So I would say there's a massive heart purge going on here, massive heart awareness of the love. I really do feel like there is so much purging is what it feels like. We've got Scorpio energy coming through. If you see that on the card, right, it just looks like desperation. And so this is healing guilt and shame, any past pains and regrets. And so what's below the masculine is the Nine of Coins, which would be the divine feminine, the pre-empress, right? The single divine feminine is what is below the masculine, what he is being asked to take grounded action towards, right? And if you notice on this Nine of Pentacles, she's got the green amulet right on the throat. And so she is very much connected to the divine with the doves. We've got 2 doves. So you could have 2 spirit guides that are working very closely with you right now. Divine feminine bringing you signs and syncs and information. Virgo energy is coming through strong. And then we get Pisces is what is behind the masculine. And I feel the deep dive into the darkness and the mysteries of this telepathic connection. And I do feel the secrets is what is being put behind the masculine. 2s are also decisions. I also feel he might feel completely disconnected from your energy. He might feel like you've put him behind you. What is above the masculine is we've got this Knight of Swords, which is indicating like his higher self is screaming, act now, it's time to move, it's time to make a move, it's time to act now, think later. But I feel this is the intensifying challenge that's ahead. Because he's still in the matrix, in that false foundation, dancing with the devil, right? Whether that's an addiction or another person, a trauma bond, could be dealing with the Capricorn. But I feel the masculine's feeling like a sacred clown caged up in a situation, being controlled and manipulated by somebody, maybe a Capricorn. But there's that Cancer Capricorn axis again coming out, and I feel this is connected to the full moon in Cancer on the 26th of December. So there's going to be some kind of like grand hurrah, I feel, that day to break the masculine out of this stuckness, right? Because when we do the other layout here, we get the 3 of Wands. There's that Magician card that I channeled, the 5 of Swords with the 5 of Wands. So it's going to be very challenging for the masculine coming up here. And I do feel this is due to Mercury retrograde. And I do feel like there's that manifestation coming in, right? With the 3 of Wands. There's the manifestation. And so the feminine, I feel, too, is on the rise. And I feel that's what it feels like. The feminine's energy is so far beyond the masculine. He feels this tugging on the heart very intensely. And so he's battling, all right. There's the battle between the head and the heart. But he's holding that sword of truth. So, you know, some things can't be denied or repressed, and they eventually come to light. So I just feel awareness, too, of where the masculine deceived himself and sabotaged, what could have been. So on the bottom of the deck, we get the 9 of Swords with the Tower, with the King of Cups. Oh, my God. Yeah. And the 9 of Cups. So I feel this is a higher heart activation. This is an unexpected awareness. This could be like a mental breakdown, a heart chakra activation. This is like, boom, unavoidable change, right? It's here, and this is going to lead to wish fulfillment and a planting of that seed with a true pair, right? With the divine feminine. So a lot of the things playing out right now, too, I feel are fated and destined. And so I feel like the energy's already been birthed, and we've talked about that. So a lot of fated, destined things playing out for the masculine this week. So let's pull into the feminine, and I'm sure it will like overlap. So we get the 4 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles on the cup for the feminine. And so that's where I feel like a realignment, healing, march into the beat of your own drum, right? And that's why I say, like, there's that etherical chord. A lot of the feminines went into this nesting energy, this healing state, right? That's the energy we get put into, is this nesting and this healing energy. And so I just feel it's time to throw caution to the wind and just get out there again, is another strong message I feel for the divine feminine. I know the last 2 years for me has really just been a balancing act of career and home life, and trying to really take that grounded action when it comes to adjusting to life after an awakening, because you still got to get up every day, and you got to do the laundry, and you got to make the lunches and get the kids to school. You still have to live a human existence while traversing through the higher dimensions within this 5D connection. And so 5 of Swords, 6 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, moon reversed. I just feel the feminine has overcome a lot of these self-sabotaging behaviors. Victory, right? Like, it's like you're in your glory days. You've gone through the awakening. I just feel People are always going to talk, right? Divine Feminine. This is learning about who to let get into your head, right? A lot of people talk a lot of smack. I just feel if you look at this card, you see this person kind of free in the background, free in this like light of ascension. And so paying no attention to you know, others, right? I just feel a lot of the feminines are coming to a state of victory. And so you might have a lot of people wanting to talk smack. But I feel like you're not afraid of facing the crowd is what I want to say. So let's get you a Celtic cross spread out here to Divine Feminine, and we'll see what needs to come through for you for the week ahead. The Knight of Pentacles with the challenge. There's that Four of Cups that we talked about, right? The state of depression. Below you, we've got the Three of Cups. Behind you, we've got the Three of Swords. Above you, we have the King of Pentacles. In the near future, we have the Four of Wands. Then we have Two of Wands, Two of Swords, Justice. I like it. I like it a lot. Page of Cups. And there's that When Pigs Fly. Okay, so there's a need. I just feel like there you are. You're like calling it out, calling it in. If you look at this Page of Cups, you see all of the energy coming from the heart. And you can see the little hearts like, love you, eternal love, right? Like, and then, you know, we've got the dangling feet. And a lot of the feminines, I think a lot of us feel like, when pigs fly, will this ever come to fruition? But there is, I feel, an open-hearted offer coming in. Eight of Cups with the Star on the bottom of the deck, and the Nine of Wands with the Magician below that, Divine Feminine, Page of Wands. Okay. I just feel right now this is kind of where you've been at. This is where a lot of the feminines have been at since the awakening process is slow and steady. That Knight of Pentacles, right? We've been putting in the work. We've been laying the foundation. We've been slowly putting one foot in front of the other, laying the foundation for a strong foundation, like laying the fruitful seeds for that strong foundation of abundance. And I think we're at that point of we're so sick of feeling stuck and bored and doing it all alone is what I feel, right? Like, okay, like how much longer am I going to have to wait for this love offer? How much longer am I going to have to keep doing the you know, the day in, the day out? That's like the Virgo energy of the day-to-day tasks and, you know, sitting here waiting for that cup of love, waiting for the rainbow blessings. And so I think that's the challenge, is getting yourself unstuck out of that place of like emotional lack is what I want to say, or feeling depressed or suppressed in any areas within your emotional life, like putting yourself out there, because what's below you, the grounded effort I feel you're supposed to be taking right now, is building your tribe of women and putting any type of gossip and drama behind you, right? And so what I notice on this card too is we get like all of these stars, and if I count them, see about 7 stars, 7 prominent stars, and I always feel the energy of like the Palladian star sisters, the 7 star sisters from Palladians. And so we're here to work in unison with other divine feminines to, you know, turn our back to the drama, turn our back to all of the gossip. And so what I do feel is behind the feminine is we've done the work. We've done the heart healing, right? And so we kind of know nobody is ever going to break us down to that point again of being on our knees and basically begging the universe for truth, salvation, and the answers, right? And so I do feel a lot of the feminines have, you know, we've picked ourselves up from that rock bottom, and we've been taken like the moment to the cross, is like I call it, to your knees, to this moment of enlightenment of all of this truth on the heart, right? And we've had to kind of piece ourselves back together. I know, look at, you could have gone through 1, 2, 3 major heartbreaks to get to this ascension point, right? And so also I feel like the last 3 years has been this journey of releasing and purging and like healing the tears within the heart. And so I do feel what's above you, what you've manifested, what you don't see coming in as a manifestation, is this King of Pentacles, this grounded masculine energy ready to invest. And so I also feel like, you know, a lot of years could have gone by. A lot of wisdom has been gained. And what's potential in the near future is this Four of Wands. And so this is like a celebration energy coming in. And so we do have like a holiday coming up here. So you might maybe bump into your twin at a get-together locally somewhere. We've got a lot of things going on over the holidays between Christmas and New Year's when it comes to get-togethers. I don't know how that's going to happen for me. I don't ever really leave my house. This is to, you know, get the bare minimums. But I just feel like this unity consciousness energy, beating to the drum of your own beat, if that is how the saying goes. And then I'm getting like an immense like pain right here. And so I feel this is a lesson in, you know, harnessing your inner truth, your inner power, and building that solid foundation, right? The fours are about the foundation. And so that solid foundation of self. Then we get the Two of Wands, the Two of Swords, and I'm itchy. The Justice. There's that mirror, right? And then the Page of Cups. And so this is also the process of enlightenment, I feel, and alignment for the feminine, right? The Two of Wands is like you set the wish, like I talked about. You set the wish. You know what it is you're looking at. You know what it is you want to manifest, right? You've chosen the path. A lot of the feminines, we choose the path. And so I feel this is the energy of blind justice being served. That's kind of what I'm feeling here, is this energy of blind justice. You're going to have faith in the signs and the syncs. And you know, a lot of us, we keep going forward blindly, right? And we're following the signs and the syncs and the cues from spirit. And we do have to have that blind faith in the journey. But I feel you're not gonna see this coming. And that's why I want to say, when pigs fly. And so this is like the moment of truth too, right? The twin comes on the path to reflect back to you your truth when it comes to your shadow self and what needs to be integrated for the weighing of the heart, right? And so bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups, the Star. And so this is the process, right? The flame was lit. We do have to walk away and go through the separation, because this is the journey of the path for the feminine, of releasing anything that isn't serving us. The wish is sent, you know, this connection is forever on the heart. And so it is a process of healing that core wound, that abandonment wound, the rejection wound, whatever it is, and finding that inner warrior, that inner strength to turn this pain into power and to be the magician, right? And so this is a process of enlightenment, of death and rebirth. So I feel the feminine is in a state of, I feel, waiting to receive, being open to receive. Magic is alive in your life right now. So release any fears about receiving or a new beginning, because I do feel an offer coming and a lesson in completion here. And so spiritual enlightenment, accomplishment, the world, and then the Nine of Cups. So I do feel like the next few weeks are going to be intense. I know this is a weekly forecast, but I feel a lot of fated, destined things are going to be taking place, pushing the twins towards wish fulfillment over the coming weeks. And that's kind of what I got, guys. I don't think we really need any advice cards for that. So that's what I got for the week ahead, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. I've got a couple spaces left if you want to book in for the sale price for my half-hour time slots for $33, hour for $66. It's like slim pickings for spaces, but if you book and book the reading before the 24th of December, I will still honor the sale prices, even if the reading doesn't get booked into the new year. Okay, keep that in mind. Check out the description box below. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.